scheduled third round. So players will head over toward the number 1 tee box, which is right behind where you see the 2 tents over there on the right side of your screen. The number 1 tee right behind them, as our number 1s are in the fairway here at 18 and headed toward their drives. Our number 1 group from these 3 schools: Tanner Gore of UT Arlington, Logan Lockwood of Texas State, and Patrick Moriarty of Appalachian State. Gore and Moriarty both finished in the top 15 last year here in the conference championships, tied for 15 at 216. That was 3 over par for the 3 rounds. So both of them with the top 15 finishes. And Lockwood, a freshman from Van, Texas, so obviously he did not play in the conference tournament last year, but he's been very solid for Texas State, especially recently, where he was the Bobcats low man the last 4 tournaments and had a couple of top 10 finishes during the year. Moriarty with a 74.03 stroke average this year in 12 tournaments, 29 rounds. He had a low round of 66 this year. Lockwood, 73.33 for a stroke average in 11 tournaments and 30 rounds with a low of 69. And Gore at 73.46 with a low of 69 in 9 tournaments and 26 rounds played. So these 3 players all between 73.3 and 74.0. So again, pretty balanced grouping. And you'd expect that with the number 1 players for these 3 schools. And just a reminder, you see the scores scrolling across the top of your screen. Those are unofficial scores, but it is as up-to-date as we can get them with players still out on the course through the GolfStat program. And you can keep up with you can link from the Sunbelt site here and get the full GolfStat scoring. It looks like Tanner Gore will be first to hit. That's him in the white shirt, gray pants, a sophomore for UTA from El Paso, Texas. Last year as a sophomore, he finished tied for 4th at the Cape Fear National Intercollegiate on the East Coast. 69 score 3 different times last year, and also that's his low score so far this year. Gore was El Paso's city champion in 2015 before he came to UTA, and has his shot coming up a little short and to the right, so he'll have to do a little up and down work for par for Tanner Gore. And now it'll be Logan Lockwood, freshman from Van, Texas, with a 73.33 stroke average this year. Players hitting wedges pretty much all on this hole because it's a pretty open driving hole, and nicely up by Logan Lockwood on the right side of the green, and he'll have to contend with that ridge in the middle that will make it very much a speed putt from where he is. And now Patrick Moriarty, ranked 2nd on the team last year in stroke average, and 74.03 leads the team this year. senior from Rockville, Maryland. Bringing this wedge in pretty high. It's going to come up short, and he has found the water. Takes a kick on the left off that embankment, and he has found the water hazard, the lateral hazard here at number 18. So that is the trickiness of that pin location today, with the pin over on the far left side of the green. It's only 6 paces on from the left side edge. So Moriarty will have to take the penalty shot and drop along the lateral water hazard line. So these players make their way up here to the green. Just a reminder that we will be playing, weather and scheduling permitting, we will be playing 54 holes of stroke play today and tomorrow. We'll see how far the players can get before we'll have to call it for darkness tonight, and then they'll finish up round 2 and then go straight into round 3 for tomorrow. And then the top 4 teams, after Monday's completion of stroke play, will advance to a match play format. That will be scheduled for Tuesday. The numbers 1 and 4 teams will match up, and then the numbers 2 and 3 will take on each other in the semifinal round Monday, and then the 2 survivors of that will move into the championship match, and that is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. And, of course, we'll have all the coverage here from the 18th, as we'll try to keep you up to date on all of that action, both in the stroke play the rest of today and tomorrow, and then the match play on Tuesday. First to play is going to be Tanner Gore, as Patrick Moriarty will be dropping over here. And Gore's got this one coming over the ridge and coming just past the hole, and you can see it take off some as it continues to roll almost to the fringe. And you see in the background Moriarty measuring off the 2 club lengths, no closer to the hole out of the lateral hazard, and then he will drop from there. And after he drops, he'll probably have to place it because it's going to roll back down toward the water. So he's going to try again to drop, but again, it's going to roll back in the water. He's going to have to just place it, which is his prerogative if the ball does continue to roll back into the hazard. And now it's rolling back in, and he's having a little trouble even placing it here. And that just gives you an indication of how steep that slope is. So even when he places it, the ball is wanting to roll on down the slope. So he's going to have to find a place to put it where at least will stay there to give him a chance to hit. So he's found a place that at least the ball will stay in the grass until he hits it. So Moriarty will be hitting his 4th shot with the penalty stroke. And just kind of chops it up, and the ball's going to take off and roll a little bit past, but not too much. He'll have about 3 or 4 feet left for bogey here after the penalty stroke. So now Tanner Gore from the far side of the green, and Logan Lockwood, who you see there from Texas State. Looks like he'll be first to putt as he was back on the far side. His ball is on the far side. Tanner Gore's was a little bit deeper. So. Lockwood's a freshman. Has been a big part of this Texas State program this year. You see that ball taking down over the ridge, and it's going to slide past the hole, and it's just going to keep going all the way to the very edge of the fringe, and that is you can see how much the green does accelerate it once you get to the top of that ridge. It is a tricky pin placement, to say the least. So this will again be Lockwood trying to save par. He was 2 over par through his first 6 holes today. Had 3 bogeys at the 10th, the 13th, and the 15th, but had a birdie 3 at the par 4 14th. So trying to save a par here and head over to these players' front side. You see what kind of whack he's got to take at it to get it up the hill, but drops that one in. So a nice par save for Logan Lockwood. After I know he wasn't really thrilled with that first putt, but he's able to roll in the second one, a nice 2-putt par. And now this will be Gore trying to do the same thing back up the hill. Gore was even par through his first 6. Birdied the par 3 12th, but then bogeyed at the 13th. Stood it even through 6. Gives it a whack back up the hill, rolls it right in. So nice save for Tanner Gore again. So a couple of pars here, and now Moriarty, who was in the water and took a drop and chipped up to here, will have this left to salvage bogey out of the water here at the 18th. And rolls that one in. So 2 pars and a bogey for the number 1 players from UTA, Texas State, and Appalachian State, as we have finished our groupings from those 3 schools, and we will move on to the teams ranked 7th, 8th, and 9th.